Is there an echo in here, or is there a story in here? Mike Fisher reporting from the Star in Frisco, home of the Dallas Cowboys, where we like to hang out. I don't see it. But so many other media people, mostly national media people, which is an issue and I'll get to, a lot of other national media people are increasingly visualizing a connection between your Dallas Cowboys, the number 10 overall pick in the upcoming NFL draft, and a linebacker named Zaven Collins. And the question that we're going to examine here now, are these media people talking to the Cowboys to get this information? Or are they just echo chambering among themselves? How we doing? Good to see you. Pretty much, but I appreciate you still. Thank you. Avid Cowboy-related listener. Can't tell you who. So, are these media people having conversations with the Cowboys? Like, inside this building, Cowboys? At the Star? Cowboy officials? Scouts? Stephen? McClay? Or are they just echo chambering amongst themselves when they say Zaven, Zaven, Zaven? The Draft Bible from Sports Illustrated, NFL Draft Bible, was the first to connect Collins to Dallas. And we mentioned it. I didn't pay it much mind. At some point in this process, along comes ESPN draft analyst Matt Miller. Matt Miller, who's got a good reputation on NFL draft. He says he got word from a scout that Dallas is one of two, quote, landing spots for the Tulsa product, Zaven Collins. And then, as we reviewed in an earlier video, Collins was mocked to Dallas by CBS Sports' Chris Trapasso. And this is where a red flag pops up. And a lot of what CBS Sports does, frankly, is grab baggy and guessy, and some of the original content isn't original, and I do have issues with that, but I'm trying not to let that affect my thought here, except that CBS writes in its prediction, quote, Jerry Jones sends shockwaves through the NFL with his selection of Collins, but Zaven is a do-everything linebacker who boosts the play of that unit instantly. Whoa, slow down. This is not meant to insult the owner, Jerry Jones, friend of the program. This is not meant to insult the author, Chris Trapasso, who I do not know. And it's certainly not meant to insult Zaven Collins or his particular talents. 6'5", 260, can run, rangy, drawing comparisons, as every tall linebacker does, to Brian Urlacher and to Leighton Vander Esch. You'll recall Leighton Vander Esch got that comparison too. If you're a 6'5" linebacker and you can run and you have range and you have ball skills, you're the next Urlacher, and that's okay. Urlacher was a unique talent. It'd be great to find another one. And Leighton Vander Esch, his rookie year, showed flashes of that. In fact, more than flashes. A healthy Leighton Vander Esch is still quite conceivably on that path, and wouldn't that be great? But besides the fact that the suggestion that Zaven Collins would roll in here and immediately boost the play of the Cowboys, and I'm not saying if you draft Zaven Collins 10, you must think he can play. He immediately starts, maybe, in front of Jalen. Maybe Jalen moves to Sam. And the two guys that play 75% of the downs are Leighton Vander Esch and Zaven. Conceivable that he would make the leap from Tulsa and immediately be better than Jalen Smith. Conceivable. All-American. I mean, he won all the honors as a linebacker. I think he won all the linebacker awards in college, even from Tulsa. So awesome. But when CBS or any other national writer talks about Jerry making the pick, that's a red flag to me. That suggests to me that the author might not be as plugged in as he's suggesting, because as you know, if you watch this program, and frankly, if you don't watch this program, you probably don't know it, Jerry doesn't make the pick. Jerry's a different kind of general manager. That's not the kind of general manager he is. He's not watching film of Zaven Collins today. He's not. Will McClay is, and then Will McClay's telling Stephen, hey, watch some film, and then Stephen will. And then Stephen's telling Jerry, hey, Dad, watch some film. Actually, he calls him Jerry. Hey, Jerry, Dad, watch some film. And Jerry hopefully gets around to it. Different kind of general manager. Jerry doesn't build the board. Jerry doesn't make the pick. Jerry didn't have Johnny Manziel's name written on a card that he was going to hand in. None of it. All that's national media baloney because they don't understand how this organization's pyramid works, the power structure, the organizational chart. It doesn't work in a way where Jerry makes the pick that shocks the world. It does not. So when you write that, or when your friends say that, they're not plugged in. Doesn't mean he can't play. Not suggesting that at all. Doesn't mean Jerry's not important in the organization, and it doesn't mean CBS Sports is full of spit with an H somewhere in the middle of it. I'm just saying, are you really an expert on the Cowboys when you think Jerry makes the picks? So it seems to me that Collins, first round prospect though he is, might be no better than the third best linebacker. Micah Parsons from Penn State is the best linebacker in this draft. And that's not me talking. I believe that's what people in this building think. Let's put it that way. J.O.K. is the second best linebacker in this class. Again, that's the opinion of people who know way more than me. Football people, not sports writers. And I think it's a smart assumption to say that when Will McClay, not Jerry, Will McClay, builds the board, shows it to Jerry, and then Jerry says, look, looks good, Will, good looking board. Looks good to me. That Parsons and JOK will be higher than Zaven. And that's just the linebackers. He would have to leapfrog over two other linebackers, most likely, to get picked at 10, Zaven Collins would. He'd also have to leapfrog over one or two cornerbacks, one or two offensive linemen, maybe a couple pass rushers, and the rest of the field. How will Zaven Collins leapfrog over all of those people to get up to 10? By the way, I appreciate you hanging out with us at the Star, subscribing, as 26,000 Cowboys Nation members do. Hit that like button. That helps. Hit that alarm button. The like button, I think, helps me. The alarm button helps you. It's a fair trade. How is Zaven Collins going to leapfrog over all those guys to become the number 10 player in this draft? What's he going to do in the next couple weeks and then the next couple days to make that happen? I don't see it, and I don't hear it in this building. I see it on the internet. I don't hear it in this building. So when we're hearing that name, Zaven Collins, attached to the Cowboys, we have to ask ourselves, and I don't have the ultimate answer here, I don't pretend to, but we do have to ask ourselves, is that name attached to this building because media people are hearing Cowboys whispers about shockwaves? Or because media people are whispering to each other about shockwaves? We will have fish at 6 this evening. We will be hanging out at the Star all day, and all week actually, next few days here. So we will give you all kinds of information, straight from the source, straight from the building, as best we can. Thank you again for your participation here. Spread the word about what we do here for Cowboys Nation. We talk Mavericks as well. Mavericks, Rick Carlisle gives a Mike Tyson-related speech to help the Mavericks get up and over Utah in a gigantic upset where Luka is majestic and Dorian Finney-Smith is awfully good and Kristaps Porzingis is in street clothes. Keep it here, and we'll keep you informed on your Dallas Cowboys. Mike Fisher in Frisco. Fish.